Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad that we could entertain you last time with Chef Adam. He is an executive chef, and he did the stuffed pork loin for you. And I hope that some of you try that recipe and actually give us some feedback. So we're going to go in the kitchen again today, and we're going to see some things. So let's go. Doing?
Itching to get in the kitchen.
Itching to get in the kitchen?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what are you all doing out here?
We're itching to be in the kitchen too. Yeah.
All right. Wait a minute. Not you guys, too. Oh, my goodness. They were itching to get in the kitchen. That gives me an idea. They were itching to get in the kitchen. They were itching to get in the kitchen. But remember, no recipe snitching. And if you're looking for a mission, come and join us, but join us in our kitchens. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, you know what I like to do? I like to beat on my chest like King Kong, the witchy witch is dead, ding dong. Let's go in the kitchen and see what's going on. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to teach you something that will wow your guests for the holidays. It's a dessert. But this dessert is going to be a chocolate cup with a chocolate mousse and also a peppermint shard. So today we have Chef Frank Leibold. He's an executive chef, he's an executive pastry chef, and he's also a certified wine expert. So Chef Frank, take it away.
Thank you, Professor Allen, and welcome everyone. Today we are going to work on a dessert for the holidays. The first piece we're going to make is a mousse. And I've already gone ahead and have that mousse prepared. And what I did for this mousse was I warmed up some milk, and then I added chocolate to it. If you do any desserts, this is called a ganache. And then I let the ganache come to room temperature and I whipped it. And that's all that's in the mousse portion of this. You can actually make a mousse if you know how, or you can actually even make a chocolate pudding, but this is pretty simple. 2 parts chocolate, 1 part of heavy cream. Let it come to, mix it together, let it come to room temperature, and then whip it up. So we'll use that in a minute. To get ourselves ready, the first thing I need to do is to get a pan, and I'm using a full sheet pan and with a parchment paper. At home, you can just use a cookie sheet with wax paper, and that works just fine. And I put it in our refrigerator to get it cold. We're going to be working with chocolate today. Now, what I set out for you was what you would need at home. What you need at home is a burner. You can use your stovetop. This is called an induction burner. It's portable. Then we have 2 pans here. 1 pan, water goes into. And we only want to put a small amount of water in here so that there's an air gap between the water in this pan and the bottom of the pan on top. We then put our chocolate in the top. This makes a double boiler. If the water's touching the bottom of this pan, then heat transfers all the way from your heat source to the bottom of the chocolate and burns or scorches your chocolate. Now, working here at Sinclair, I have the beauty of $500 chocolate tempering machines. So I have 3 set up. One with milk chocolate, one with dark chocolate, and one with white chocolate. As you can see, I've got big ones, little ones, multicolored ones. A lot of times I like to use the big ones only because they're easier to blow up. These small ones, I'm getting older and They're kind of hard to blow up, but I can do one or two. You only want them about the size of your hand. Tie them off. These were going to become your chocolate cups. Now the pan is cold because once this chocolate hits this pan, it's going to seize up and harden up pretty quickly for us. So we're going to come over here with our pan, our cold pan, and I'm going to make the chocolate balloons out of dark chocolate. That's our middle one. And what we do, make sure that doesn't fall, is all we're going to do is stick our balloon right into the chocolate, roll it around, let it drip off, and my hands are great for this because they shake like crazy, and stick it on the cold pan. Let me get my other two balloons, which I forgot. And you'll notice that it's stuck almost immediately on there. I'll make this one a little bit smaller. The reason they're standing up so quickly is the fact that the pan is so cold. And there's 3 cups. Now while we're over here, I'll put the lid back on that one. I'm going to go ahead and get a ladle, and I'm going to get some milk chocolate out. And we're going to scoop out some milk chocolate. We don't need a whole lot. And I'm going to pour it onto my cold pan. And I'm going to spread it around. I'm just using the back end of my ladle to do that. And at this juncture, I'm going to put this now back into the freezer. While that sits in the freezer, I'm going to go ahead and get my chocolate mousse ready. And what I've done for this, I've already whipped it up, as I said, and again, it's just 2 parts of chocolate to one part heavy cream that has been heated. Let the heavy cream melt your chocolate, let it come to room temperature, or even it can even come back hard and just warm it slightly in the microwave, but not too much. You don't want it hot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to load it. I've already got a pastry bag. You can just use a spoon to drop it into your chocolate cups, but I'm getting a little fancy. If you go down to Myers or Kroger's or even a cake shop type store, they will have these plastic bags, and even at the grocery store you can buy plastic tips. This is a metal one. It's a little more expensive, but it still works. Let me get this other chocolate from the other side too. Waste not, want not. There we go. So we'll put this back away. And we're going to press this down into the tip, and it's ready. Now we're going to go ahead and check our chocolate to see if it's hardened up. And I can touch this and see that it's hard. And in fact, the chocolate on my balloons is getting hard too, but that's good. What I'm going to do is cover this with some white chocolate. Again, I'll get my ladle. I get some white chocolate set up. I don't even need as much as I did the dark chocolate. And I'm going to start putting white chocolate on top of this. Let's see, what did I have? I'm going to spread this around on the top of this. And again, this is going to set up there. And quickly, before it sets up totally, I'm going to put some candy canes on it. Now these can be chopped candy canes. You can even get those Starlight Mints. I'm just going to press that slightly. Now again, back to the freezer it goes, or the refrigerator. Now we have to wait a few minutes. And this is the hardest part for me, is the waiting part. I don't like to wait for anything.
Sinclair's Finest. They do so much for us, so we decided, or should I say the students decided, that they wanted to do something special for them. They decided to give them a scrumptious, delicious platform of pumpkin rolls. And I mean, they are giving them 20 pumpkin rolls. Can you say it with me? 20 pumpkin rolls.
Thank you, officers, for what you do in Sinclair.
We appreciate it.
Okay, I think it's been long enough. I think our chocolate is set. So let's go over here to the refrigerator or freezer and get our chocolate out. And sure enough, it's hard and set. So I'm going to grab a plate over here and I'm going to take one of our balloons. And let's start with this one. This one looks pretty good. It's nice and set. One of the problems is, how do we get the balloon out of here? What I'm going to do is tip it to the side, and I don't want to pop it if I don't have to. Sometimes they will pop, don't worry about it. But if I can, I just want to clip and let the air, and look at that. The balloon will actually release itself from the chocolate, and you just take it out. I have another plate if you want to see that again. This is another, it's all set. And I'm going to try to get it at an angle. And again, I almost want one of these to pop, just so you see that it does happen, but I hope I don't. Oh, this one worked perfect too. And again, I just peel that balloon right out of the chocolate. The next step is to take my chocolate mousse, and I'm going to fill this with nice chocolate mousse. Now, at this juncture, you can do several different things with this. You can put a few more peppermints on top. You could put some candy canes into it. You could do just about any kind of design on it that you'd want. Now, the fun part of the bark is that now it's set up, oh, it's bendable, it's not quite frozen yet. Normally, if it's hard, it'll crack. I'm going to try to make this crack. Ah, there we go. And we can stick a shard into it. And that becomes your dessert for your Christmas guests. Chocolate cup, chocolate mousse, candy cane chocolate, white and dark chocolate bark, and the cup is dark chocolate. The mousse is more of a milk chocolate, and then it's milk chocolate and white chocolate for the bark. And that completes the dessert. Happy holidays, happy cooking. And always remember to finish with a great dessert.